Welcome to the first Sunday of Advent. My name is Father Chris Martel. I'm the pastor of St. Catherine of Siena. Here we are at the beginning of the Advent season, the season of expectant hope. Now, many times when we think of the word hope, we oftentimes think of something in the future. And many times we use the word hope to mean things that are material. I hope for maybe a promotion, or I hope for things. We also can hope for maybe physical healings in our own lives. But what happens when these hopes don't come to a reality? We're met with disappointment, despair. And yet, as we continue to emerge as a society today, we find ourselves sitting in darkness, where hope has been shattered. And as we look at this darkness, we need that light to rekindle our lives. We need to rekindle what true hope is. Hope is longing for God. God to be with me right now and in the future on that last day when we're with our God in the kingdom of heaven. But also what the season of Advent is, that hope of waiting for the expectant Messiah. And as we live with that hope, we rekindle the light of God. And during the season of Advent, we light a series of candles, 4 of them, one each Sunday. Today we light the first light. Now, when we light the candle, if it's in a dark room, it begins to illuminate the room. Though it may not be very powerful, that dimming one little light can dispel all darkness and help us to journey during the season of Advent, to journey closer to God. Many times when I think of hope when I was younger, I would see it maybe as being in a tunnel, where there's darkness all around us, but yet there is God at the end, that light. And maybe this is what Advent is like maybe as a kid when we're waiting for Christmas to come. And as Christmas comes, we get filled with more and more joy and excitement. And I pray that we'll get more and more excited for our Lord, but remembering that Christ is already with us, that we received that light when we ourselves rose from the waters of baptism. And we were called to bear that light every day of our lives, and to be able to spread that hope to every person that we meet. So a challenge that I give to you as you begin this Advent season is to bring hope to your brothers and sisters, to your family, to your co-workers, your classmates, to every person that you meet. Our world is filled with darkness right now. As we continue to emerge from the pandemic, there's a lot of worry and fear, a lot of brokenness. We see sickness and suffering and death, despair all around us. But yet, as we enter into Advent, there is a message of hope, a message that Jesus Christ will enter into our lives afresh and new. First, as we celebrate the past, when Jesus is born 2,000 years ago in a little town of Bethlehem, dispelling all darkness and bringing his light. But also in the future, the day that we hope to be with our God, where all the darkness is dispelled and we're able to see God as he truly is, and we march through those golden gates and are with our God in his glory. But there's also today, we long that we ourselves have that hope to want to be with God, to share his light, and to allow that light to prevail. So do one act of kindness each day of how you allow God's light to shine brightly. Bring Christ to those who are downcast, those who are longing for hope, those who are longing to be loved. It can be done in simple ways, praying for our family members who have left the faith, praying for the divisions within our own families, praying for reconciliation within our own communities and within our own world, and maybe even helping out those who are in need, whether it's the homeless or those who are just longing to be held and to be cared for, to visit the sick, those who are lonely. These are just little ways that we can show and make Christ's light prevail during the season of Advent, so that when we get to Christmas, when we get to that fulfillment of hope, we'll be able to see the beauty that God has in store for us, that He has truly won over darkness once and for all, and brings us and grants us that freedom that we long for, to be with God in the kingdom of heaven. So I pray that each and every one of you will have a blessed Advent season as we wait in this joyful expectant hope and long for that day that we meet this newborn child, Jesus Christ, both here on earth, but longing for the day we're with Him in His glory. May God bless you.